I've had an issue with this boost fin turning off in the past, and I want to try a little more controlled condition here and see how long it'll run. I charged this guy up until I got the green light. I turned the fin on, and I have it set up for stand-up paddleboard wind duration 15 minutes. And it says it can go up to 40 minutes on a full charge at the fastest stand-up paddleboarding speed, which is the wind speed. Before we get into the longer term test, I am going to use just the boost setting, the short push button. Obviously, leaving the rocks in was a mistake. So, obviously it has enough thrust to throw aquarium rocks around. I'm removing all the rocks and the water. I'm going to clean that thing out, and then once my screen's back in place and all the rocks are out of the aquarium, we'll try this again. Okay, take 2 with no aquarium gravel in the aquarium. We're going to do the short button, or left-hand side boost. So that gives you an idea of the boost power. Now we're going to do the long button, which is the stand-up paddleboard wind assistance for 15 minutes. My water temperature is about 75 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm going to go get a little bit more water to fill this thing up with. Okay, and that just shut off. It's been just about exactly 15 minutes since I put it in, and you might have heard it make the do-do-do-do-do-do shutdown tones, so I think that was a proper shut-off as opposed to some of the things I've seen before. I'm going to pull it out of the water and look at the battery capacity remaining on the phone app display. Okay, it's still connecting to the phone app, and it is 71% battery capacity according to the phone app. The water temperature was showing 78, 79, but the water is also in the sun, so I don't know if that's due to the boost fin or not. Okay, we're going to run it for another 15-minute run. Responds to the remote, and off it goes. Alright, there was another full 15-minute run, and it turned off appropriately. I'm going to pull it out of the water and take a look at the battery percentage. Okay, according to the phone app, the battery percentage is at 47%. Let's do this one more time. Alright, I put new batteries in my camcorder, and we are ready to do another 15-minute run. It says up to 40 minutes, and I've already done 30, so I'm kind of suspicious that maybe we're not going to get to the end of this 15-minute run. We'll see. Alright, There it turned off. I didn't hear any bloop 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 noises, so it might be an over temperature or it might be the battery's dead type of issue. Let's pull it out and see if I can connect to it with the phone app. Or actually first, we'll just see if it responds to the remote. No, it does not respond to the remote. Okay, we had a 15-minute run, another 15-minute run, and then this was about an 8-minute run. And right now, the Boost Fin app says it's offline. Please turn on to establish a connection. Got out the magic screwdriver. It's not making any noises whatsoever. So it is shut down, either super low battery or over temperature. Looks like I'm going to have to go and plug it in to reset it. So water was at 83 degrees. That's about the same as ambient, and it's out in the sun. So the Boost Fin spinning it around might have heated up a little bit, but not a lot. Before I plug it in, I'm going to hit the magic screwdriver just a little bit more. Doesn't look like anything's going on there. I'm going to get the phone app out and see if I can connect to it just in case. So as expected, since the light's not on, it's offline. So we're going to plug it in. Alright, I plugged it in, but this light stayed green, which means it's not drawing any power. And seeing as how we've ran it for a long time, the battery definitely is discharged. So it looks like there's probably a thermal cutoff that tripped, and I have to wait a while for that thing to untrip. So I'm going to give it 15 to 30 minutes and then try again. Okay, it's been 15 minutes. Magnetic screwdriver isn't doing anything. Now when I plugged it in, this light turned red. So it is charging up a little bit. So I'm going to unplug it and try the magnetic screwdriver. There we go. So all it takes is you just plug it in to reset it. Okay, now it's powered up. Let's get the app out and see how much battery capacity it says it has. Okay, it now says I'm at 12% charge on the battery. So that shutdown might have been a low battery shutdown. It might have been the BMS shutting off the entire system because the battery got too low and then it requires power to boot the thing back up. Or it might have been an over temperature thing. But it looks like in this case I've used just about all the battery that I should. So I'm going to plug it in and charge it back up. I'm going to charge this guy back up using the kilowatt hour meter here. So we will get a reading of how many watt hours it takes to charge this guy up from about 10 or 12% all the way up to full. At least with an accuracy of 10 watt hours. Alright, I've fully charged it and it's taken 80 watt hours. So when I tested this fin pushing my 14-foot sailboat, I had about 32 minutes of total run time. So this, 38 some odd minutes here is pretty comparable to that. Now when I was in the sailboat, I had it do an over temperature shutdown when I was about halfway through my run. So I had to paddle back and then plug it in and unplug it to reset it, and then I could do a little bit longer. So I don't recommend it for continuous use for long periods of time, especially if it's pushing something big like a sailboat. If you're on a paddleboard, you want to do 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there, let it cool down a bit between runs, you're probably going to get your full 35 to 40 minutes of usage time on it. But do be aware that if you run it just continuously, you might hit a heat shutdown before you hit the low battery shutdown. But all in all, you could see the power of this thing when it's in boost mode for a surfboard, so it works really well for that. It has a decent amount of battery for its size. 30 minutes of propulsion is pretty darn good. So I'm pretty happy with it.